So, Kirsty, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time to meet and to chat over Zoom on this sunny Monday morning. And
No problem.
we'll take about 10 minutes to do an interview and we'll just see how it flows. So I've got a few questions for you, but I'm also really curious to just hear from you a little bit about yourself and about your work. So maybe we just start with that, about what do you actually do and what took you there?
Okay. All right. Well, my name is Kirsty Melmed, and I work as a life coach in Cape Town in the southern suburbs, predominantly Kirstenhof kind of area. I also work online, and I love to run workshops in transactional analysis, teaching the concepts, mostly in schools at the moment, although very open to working with any kind of organization. But I guess the school environment is just where I'm comfortable. My sister's a teacher, I have friends who are teachers. I used to work in a school. And I also do a little bit of energy work, which is something that I think gives me a little bit of a different aspect to my work. In my 30s, living in Bergfleet, and absolutely loving this new career path I find myself on.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So this is a new career path. What did you do before?
Yes. So previously I was traveling through Europe on and off for about 8 years and managed to develop this career in tourism.
Oh.
Which was quite different. It started off as a year of adventure and turned into, almost a whole career in my 20s, which is actually what led me to coaching.
That's interesting. Where did the link happen?
So in
coaching.
So I'd started off as I was working for a tour operator in Europe, and they have all these different sites in all the different countries. Mm-hmm. And I was working on site, kind of looking after the tour groups as they come in, mainly hospitality type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I progressed to becoming a site manager, and then I progressed to becoming a supervisor, and that meant I was based in London and supervising all the teams that were throughout Europe. And part of that meant driving from site to site, every 6 weeks or so, and checking in with the team members and the site managers and seeing how are they doing and what do they need from us. And it was meant to be a lot about work performance, performance management. It was meant to be more about performance management. But it ended up taking more of a personal turn, and I developed a bit of a reputation that when the team members saw me coming, they thought, okay, great, here's my moment to, offload and set some goals for myself for the next month until I see her again.
Yes.
So when I decided to move back to South Africa, I wanted to come home and settle down, be near family. I thought, okay, what do I want to do? And that part of my job was my favorite part out of everything. Obviously, aside from all the traveling. And so I did some research and I discovered this whole industry called life coaching that pretty much was that. It was, what do I want to get out of my time and what can I do? What steps can I take to achieve that? Yeah. So, I found someone to train through and haven't looked back.
Wow, that sounds amazing. And it sounds like you've really sort of slipped into doing what you do well naturally. So, finding this as your thing.
Yes, I think it was developing some, or rather honing some skills that I think I did possess naturally, like you said, and I call it my passion. It was my passion, and it's kind of taking that and making it into something concrete that can really help people in the best way.
Wonderful. Where does TA come into the picture?
So I was first exposed to TA when I was 16, and I didn't even realize it at the time. And that's actually what also set me on this whole journey of wanting to work with development of people. Is we had a psychologist come and run a workshop at our high school, and it was all about how to get real. And he exposed us to a whole bunch of different concepts, but one of the concepts was the drama triangle.
Okay.
And of course, at the time, I didn't know that was TA. I just thought, wow, this is incredible. And I thought about relationships I was in at the time. And for the first time, I started to really be mindful of what role was I playing in my relationships, and it just completely changed my life.
Yes.
And a few years later, I was doing the first of one of my energy courses, and the trainer said to me, "Oh, I know this woman called Di Salters. She's a transactional analyst, and I really think you would just love the concept. You should definitely look her up." And I was, about 20 at the time, so I was like, "Okay, sure." Then went off and traveled and forgot about everything. And then when I came home and I was looking for a coach trainer, I came across Karen Pratt.
Yes.
And her website, TA Matters. And I thought, oh, that rings a bell, transactional analysis.
Yes.
And so it was like this path had kind of led me to do this. So I contacted her to do the coach training and ended up doing TA 101. And again, it was like coming home to something familiar that I just knew, okay, this is right for me.
Yes, yes. It sounds like a very interesting journey, and like you went out and traveled to find all of this stuff that's been knocking on your doors all along, and waiting for the right time to open each door.
Exactly. It's definitely about the process rather than the destination. And I think I needed to go through all that life experience that I went through in order to be ready and have the humility that I have to do the work that I want to do.
Yes. That's a very important point. I think that, the one about humility, because coaching is actually not just about the doing, but the being who you are.
Yes, which is such a theme. It comes up for me all the time, and something I'm still learning.
So which I think we all are as coaches and as human beings.
And I'm still quite new to it. I mean, I'm coming up to my 2-year anniversary of starting my own business. Still at the beginning of my career, but just excited.
It does sound very exciting. So tell me a little bit about how your clients are responding to this work, and what sort of feedback you're getting around your work in general and the TA specifically.
So the way I bring the TA into my work, firstly, I try and embody the essence of the model. So to make sure I'm always in that okay space, really tapping into that adult energy as much as I can. So for me, it's about being present and being very mindful. And I think understanding the TA concepts has really allowed me to be a better coach because I'm so mindful of that. It's not just about skills and strategies and how am I going to achieve my goals. It's really about listening to this person in front of me and tapping into the essence of what they're saying. I feel like TA's really helped me to do that. Practically, whenever I have a first meeting with a potential client, I offer them a half-hour discovery session, which is free. And it's basically for them to understand how does coaching work, and for me to understand what are they looking for from the process. And during that meeting, I always mention the fact that, I'm constantly training in TA and working towards becoming a certified transactional analyst, and that I run workshops in it. And that always sparks a bit of interest, or usually sparks a bit of interest. What is that? So often when I explain, they say, oh, well, when you're next running a workshop, let me know, because I'd love to come learn a bit more about that. Or in a few instances, I've had clients say, well, can we start each coaching session with you introducing a concept to me? And then we'll take the session from there, because I'll take that concept and kind of say, okay, well, where am I at right now in this particular problem that I have, or this relationship, or this situation? And it's actually quite powerful. It's quite powerful. So it's almost like the coaching session becomes a mini workshop, and then kind of takes its own direction.
It's very interesting that you say that, because it sounds like the models of TA become the framework for your work with clients. And they are actually asking for that and using that framework in order to navigate their way through whatever they're working on with you.
Yes, 100%. Because whenever I explain what is TA, I say it just gives you this framework to look at your relationships and look at where you are, and to kind of go from there. It's a bit of a guiding light, and so I think that's what people are really looking for, is some kind of guidance. And we all like to fit ourselves into boxes. Whether that's healthy or not, I don't know, but it kind of gives you something to fit yourself into, and to go, okay, I can see this triangle and I can see where I am on it, and that's comforting. It gives me a bit of structure. I think more structure is the word I'm looking for.
Yes, and I think
inhibiting.
Exactly, that structure is important for us as human beings, and sometimes, yes, it's nice to have a box that we can go into for safety, as long as we know that it's not a prison. And we can
Exactly.
look at those boxes again.
Exactly. You can jump around.
Yes, exactly. Now, this sounds really exciting and like amazing work that you're doing, and especially in that teaching and educational space. I think it is so needed these days.
Well, I'd really love to take it further. I absolutely love teaching the TA concepts. I'm busy doing an online course with Karen Pratt, which I've been doing over the course of this year in educational TA. And it's taught me so much, and really lended itself to the workshops that I like to run. Like I said, mostly in schools, but completely open to working with anyone who's open for change. But I think with teachers specifically, it just works so well, because they are the adults who are shaping the children's lives. And so for them to understand what an impact they're having, and to do it from an okay space, really creates a wonderful environment for the children to develop into these okay people. And certainly the workshops I've done so far, they've really responded well to it and gone, wow, okay, I need to bring this into the classroom somehow. I'm not sure how. I'm like, okay, well, we can talk about it, figure something out.
Yeah, great. Now, Kirsty, that sounds like amazing work, and it's great to have you as a member of the SATAA, and I hope that you keep us posted about your work in schools and your workshops that are happening and your development. And yes, we'll keep in touch, and we'll keep the members posted around, what are you doing and what are you offering as well.
Thank you. Thanks so much. And can I just say that those monthly webinars are wonderful.
Oh, great.
And any members who don't watch should get involved, because they're such a great opportunity for learning on a monthly basis. It's nice to touch base with them.
I'm so glad. Thanks for that feedback as well, because it's something that we just started this year, and we've really enjoyed it, but have also decided, yes, we need to make a plan on how to continue with this next year, because it's been taken up by members from South Africa, but also from people all over the world, which makes it really, really exciting.
Yeah, it is. Nice to know there's a whole community out there.
Yes. Great. So thanks a lot, Kirsty. I'm going to switch the recording off.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.